Hi, seventh grade. As we're talking about political parties and their ideology, we will need to talk about their platforms and what they stand for and what they believe in. As we discussed, there are two major political parties in the United States, the Democrats and the Republicans. In your political party ideology notes, you have a brief reading about the ideology of the Democrats and the Republicans. We're going to read through this together. As we read, I'm going to explain some of the different terms and beliefs of the Democrats and then the Republicans. So we'll read this together and talk about it as we go along. The modern Democratic Party generally supports a strong federal government with powers to regulate business and industry in the public interest. Basically, what that is saying is that the government can regulate the business. The government can put laws on business and industry if it's in the interest of the public, if the public is going to be helped by it. So, for example, the Democrats might put regulations on business, put laws on businesses that might help support the environment. If we continue on, federally financed or paid for social services and benefits for the poor, the unemployed, the aged, and other groups. Essentially, this is saying that they're supporting welfare programs or programs like that. Programs that are going to higher unemployment benefits, things like that. Most Democrats also endorse a strong separation of church and state, and they generally oppose government regulation of the private, non-economic lives of citizens. So this is saying that basically for the Democrats, in their mind, you can do what you want in your home as you see fit. This can be whether or not you want to pray, whether or not you don't want to pray, that you shouldn't be praying at school, if you are gay, that you can have a gay marriage or not. But basically, the government is staying out of your home and out of your lives. Regarding foreign policy, Democrats tend to prefer isolationism, i.e., the execution of foreign policy through international institutions such as the United Nations and with the help of other countries, over isolationism. So this is saying that if something was going on in the world, the Democrats would prefer that we address it as a world community as opposed to just the United States takes care of it. So we would reach out to the UN or NATO or different groups and we would ask for their help. Although most Democrats favor affirmative action and gun control, and affirmative action is the belief that you should use race when deciding schools, in particular college admissions, and gun control should there be gun laws. So they favor having affirmative action using race and gun legislation. Some moderate and conservative Democrats oppose those policies. So you can see the Democrats have a very liberal view of how the law should be interpreted, what the government should allow or not allow you to do, and they're hands off in your home life, but a little bit more hands on in policies and regulations of the community and of business. Republicans, on the other hand, the modern Republican Party supported states' rights against the power of the federal government in most cases, and it opposes the federal regulation of traditional state and local matters, such as policing and education. So with the Republicans are going to say, you know what, let the police do their job, let the police on the local level do what they need to do, let schools do what they need to do. We don't need to have the federal government mandating testing, for example, for the schools and what those tests should look like. The Republicans advocate reduced taxes and as a means of growing the economy and promoting individual economic freedom. So the Republicans would say, you know what, let's not tax people. If we don't tax people, they'll have more money in their pocket. If they have more money in their pocket, what they will then do is turn around and spend that money. If they spend that money will help the economy grow because it will go to businesses who will hire more people who will then turn around and spend more money. They tend to oppose government regulations of the economy, government-funded social programs, and affirmative action. So unlike the Democrats, Republicans are going to say, you know what, I don't know that we need to pay for all those social programs. I don't know that we should look at race as a factor for college admissions. We think we should just take whoever the best people are, and if they're white or black or Native Americans or Asians, whoever the best people for those spots in colleges are, that should be who we should look at. Many Republicans favor increased government regulation of the private, non-economic lives of the citizens in some areas, such as abortion, though most Republicans also strongly oppose gun control legislation. So in this situation, basically what the Republicans are saying is that the government should step in and deal with things that are going on in your home, or going on in your school. Should students be able to pray during the school day? Should gay marriage be legal? They would say prayer is okay. They would say gay marriage might not be. They would say abortion, which is a situation where a woman can end her pregnancy early, should not be allowed. Or there should be limits on that. That might also, trickle down into things like birth control. All right, right here. Republicans are more likely than Democrats to support organized prayers in public school and oppose the legal recognition of equal rights for gays and lesbians. We just talked about that. Regarding foreign policy, the Republican Party traditionally has supported a strong national defense and aggressive pursuit of United States national security interests, even when it entails acting in opposition to the views of the international community. So the Republican Party might say, you know what, we're going to do what we need to do, and if that means deal with North Korea on our own, we'll deal with North Korea on our own. That means we need to have a strong military, we need to be a strong international power. We're going to do that, and that means we'll spend money on our military because that'll be a priority. But if there's an interest that deals with our national security, we're going to deal with it even without the support of the international community. So I'm hoping by reading this together and taking a look at this political ideology that it gives you a little bit of a better idea of what the platforms, and remember platforms, there are multiple platforms in each party, what the platforms of the Republicans and the Democrats look like. I'd like you to keep considering what exactly are those platforms and how do they form the modern political scene. And as we go through the year, think about how they influence the decisions of the government.